To watch this video and just let's remember the importance of today. And we are launching a big, huge campaign today, and it has already come to you. If you have not watched it, please look at it.
Yeah. Lights off.
Yeah, that's all.
Mr. Menon.
Lights off.
देखो इंडिया शामिल है सबने मिलके ये ठानी है और 20 सेकंड्स में हमको एक गिग बचानी है हर बच्चे की गिगल है स्पेशल हर बच्चे का हक है हा 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 मुस्कुराना खिल 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 तो आओ बन जाए जनरेशन जिसका हो बस ये इंटेंशन गिगल कोई ना आउट हो इसमें ना कोई डाउट हो.
In India, every 20 seconds, a giggle that could be saved turns silent. Join Giggle of Life and pledge your support on Facebook and Twitter. Give a missed call on 87677 87677, an initiative by Save the Children.
देखो इंडिया शामिल है सबने मिलके ये ठानी है और 20 सेकंड्स में हमको एक गिग बचानी है हर बच्चे की गिगल है स्पेशल हर बच्चे का हक है हा 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 मुस्कुराना खिल 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 तो आओ बन जाए जनरेशन जिसका हो बस ये इंटेंशन गिगल कोई ना आउट हो इसमें ना कोई डाउट हो.
In India, every 20 seconds, a giggle that could be saved turns silent. Join Giggle of Life and pledge your support on Facebook and Twitter. Give a missed call on 87677 87677, an initiative by Save the Children.
देखो इंडिया शामिल है सबने मिलके ये ठानी है और 20 सेकंड्स में हमको एक गिग बचानी है हर बच्चे की गिगल है स्पेशल हर बच्चे का हक है हा 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 मुस्कुराना खिल 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 तो आओ बन जाए जनरेशन जिसका हो बस ये इंटेंशन गिगल कोई ना आउट हो इसमें ना कोई डाउट हो.
In India, every 20 seconds, a giggle that could be saved turns silent. Join Giggle of Life and pledge your support on Facebook and Twitter. Give a missed call on 87677 87677, an initiative by Save the Children.
Is that it? Okay, the lights on. So, congratulations, Pragya and team, for starting this very significant campaign. How long is this going to last?
This will, I mean, at least the MBG momentum takes 412 days.
Okay, it is a countdown to the MDG, which will get over, as you know, in 2015, and this was done by JWT, I'm told, right?
Yes.
And there are going to be radio spots, as well as you saw it's going to be on Twitter and Facebook as well. So it's an interesting campaign, and I think it's a good start. Good start to today's meeting as well, right? Okay, I have a question to you, and I want you to be very honest and transparent with me on this, because if you are not transparent, we are not going to go any further. You know, I'll believe something, you believe something, we won't be able to move forward on forums like this, right? My question is this, because I was told by somebody, one of my team members, that one of you, I was told that this TWT, over a period of time, it has become a one-way affair, in the sense that you don't talk much, I talk too much. Is it a question of my listening, or even I've been told that, I mean, by the way, I like pushback, I like honest criticism, I like constructive criticism, and if you are not able to talk back, if you are not able to ask questions, if you think I'm becoming defensive in my answers, I would like to know that. Obviously, we know that in the last few TWTs, there have not been too many questions. Too many questions, not having too many questions could be due to two reasons. Obviously, there are no questions. Two, it is not that you don't feel like talking about it. or 3 it could be, that there is some kind of barrier in getting through to me. So whatever be the reason, I would like to know. I would like to know, are you feeling comfortable? I've asked this question before. If this forum does not have a meaning, if this forum is a one-way affair in which we have to once a month call everybody in, and that is an effort to get everybody in, then there's no point, right? Do you agree with me on that point at least? Okay. So then tell me, is there a problem to reaching to me? And don't say things because you're talking to me, and that should be the least of your bother. But is there a problem in raising issues or asking questions? No? Are you sure? Okay. Well, I'm happy to hear that. But even then, I know that that there are also many new faces here, many new people here. Sometimes you would find it difficult to open up and ask a question. So what we have done is that, and what we are doing from this session onwards, is that we are going to have a box outside at some prominent place where you can actually drop in your questions. You don't have to put your name in, and if you want to ask questions, you could do that. And today what we are going to do is that Shraddha is going to give you some post-it, she's going to circulate it, and if you have questions, please do ask. Please do write that. You again don't put your name unless you want us to announce your name and say things maybe not that complimentary to me, but that's fine. Yeah. So your performance appraisal is only 1 month away. That's fine. So okay, so it's coming around, so you can ask your questions while we are going through it. There are many things that I need to talk to you today. It's in one sense it's been an eventful month, and it's going to continue to be an eventful month ahead, and even more eventful year ahead, and probably a decade ahead, is what I see. I kind of feel, in one sense, terrified, in other sense, a lot more inspired, and also nurtured. That is the predominant feeling that I have. I mean, how can you explain that? I can't explain that. How can being terrified and being inspired and being nurtured all come together and reside in an organization, reside in me at this point of time? But that is the feeling I have. I'm truly inspired by what we see around. I was truly inspired when I went to Jammu and Kashmir to see our response in the flood situation. It was just a few weeks back I went, and how all our people, all the staff, faced with some loss or the other. I don't know if I spoke to you after I came back from Jammu and Kashmir last time. I went for whose wedding? Yes, I went for this wedding. His house went underwater, and he was supposed to get married on September 13th or something, and which didn't happen, and which happened after I reached. And so it was lovely food that I had with the whole team. For the very first time, I had what is known as the Kashmiri food, which is the waswan. And waswan. It's about 18 types of different mutton curry or mutton dishes, and it is all being all happening at the backyard of the house. It's been cooking for the previous almost 12 to 15 hours, and it keeps coming, and it is served on a bed of rice. And they say that if you actually touch the rice, it's not good. You should keep on eating whatever is being served on top. And when we started, Sharif was sitting next to me, and Raisab was sitting on this side. I said, when I looked at the food around us and the chicken pieces and mutton and everything on top, I said, we are going to have a fight around food because we are all going to eat out of the same plate. But in between, I said, I'm going to keep up. I can't eat. Well, I just wanted to say that even in that time of that extreme calamity, there was a lot of resilience that we saw within our team as well as within the community. So that is inspiration. That is truly inspirational great work that's going on. Last week, I think it was last week, I went to Hyderabad, and I went because BCG, you know that BCG is one of the world's top consulting companies, Boston Consulting Group, and they work with us on a pro bono basis. They've been working with us on a pro bono basis for the last almost 6 years. They helped us create our first strategy. And good news, they are also going to create the 2016 plus strategy for us. I got an assurance from them last week when I met with Seema Bansal. But that was not the story. They actually created a case study on Save the Children, on the high net worth individuals, how we engage with them, etc. And this case study was done as a case study competition in India's premier business school called ISB, and BCG used that as a pre-placement competition so that they could screen some of the students to go straight into BCG placement process. So I was invited to be there as a judge on the panel, as well as to be giving some gyan to the students. So I felt very thrilled when I saw that BCG has done a case on us, and that was actually presented at ISB. Truly inspiring, and all of you know that. I don't know if it told you, there is somebody who is doing a PhD on leadership in Save the Children, and what has happened in the last 6 years or so, where many of you are new, that when we moved from a 15-20 crores organization to what it is today, about 153 crores organization, and easily the go-to organization for children in India, as well as an organization that is creating a lot of, again, to use the word, inspiring work across. So it was so wonderful when somebody came and told me that we are going, she is doing a PhD and we would like to work on Save the Children story. That's wonderful. And then after they have interviewed, some of you have already been interviewed, right? Many stakeholders, including our board members, etc. This main writer, who's a friend of mine, who used to be the editor of Financial Express, he came to me and said, Thomas, I think we've got enough stuff to write a book. Would you be happy? So we are thinking of writing a book on Save the Children, its story in the last 6 years. So it's again, I would say, truly inspiring. Inspiration all around is what we see, and I don't even know where all our people are traveling and what they are doing and what are the events that are happening. Apart from this campaign that's happening today, somebody, Sonali asked me, what are we doing with Vodafone? I don't even know what we are doing with Vodafone. That is the extent of our work. Do we know what we are doing with Vodafone?
Something.
Sajid, are we doing with Vodafone? Sajid works with Maneka Gandhi this morning. I didn't know that. Yeah?
Vodafone, some program, something happening with them.
Something is happening with Vodafone and us. I don't even know. Okay? That is truly inspiring. I must say that. Yeah? And Mondelez kicked off day before yesterday in Badi, in Himachal Pradesh. The industry minister of Himachal Pradesh kicked it off. And something is happening this coming Sunday. What's happening? And you wanted me to go. Orissa, the chief minister is doing something.
The health minister, the PRI ministers, and other elected representatives.
Yeah, so lots of things are happening. And I'm extremely proud of another event that is happening in New York on the 20th, which is the 25th anniversary of the UNCRC, United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child, 25th anniversary of it. Why am I proud about it? I'm going for it. I'm representing Save the Children India, and I'm one of the 4 panelists, and I'm the only one representing the whole of Save the Children there. And it's really a significant event. I'm proud of it to be representing you. And why do you think we are being invited? Why do you think we are being invited? I mean, 5 years back, I'll tell you some other time about where we were. And so we have reached certain significant moments, achieved certain significant milestones in the organizational life. So I am extremely, extremely happy. And I get inspired, I said, every day, small things, small things. DSPO, Sajid is here. They created a small platform for hand washing in one Anganwadi center at a cost of 4,000 rupees. The government of Delhi, WCD department, took it up and said that this is a fantastic model. We will do it in 11,000 or so Anganwadi centers. And 4,000 rupees is our investment. You know what is the model, the reach of that model right now? Reach to 11,000. And the money that the government is putting behind it is 6 crores. That exactly is theory of change. We create that model, ground level evidence. We engage with the government and other people who are concerned and make sure, build partnerships and make sure that whatever successful model that we have created is done at a scale, right? Advocacy, evidence from the ground, and doing things at scale. That is theory of change, and that is simple. At rupees 4,000 rupees, we have an impact of 6 crores rupees. That is the model that we would like to see happening all across. Okay, another important thing, wings. What is wings? The world of India's girls. It's a report that has been happening for over a year now. And again, congratulations to Dipali Nath's team. They've done tremendous work, hard work, and sometimes, very grueling kind of work that has gone into it. And truly, at the end of it, an inspiring product called World of India's Girls Report has come out. It's currently at it's being printed. I think in the next couple of days we will be getting the first copy of it, and it's going to be released at the India International Center on 19th. That is the eve of Child Rights Day, by India's Minister of Minority Affairs, Najma Heptullah. We also have Lalita Kumaramangalam. She is the chairperson for the Women's Commission. She is going to be there. We have the entire thing is there's going to be a panel discussion, and of course our chair Harpal Singh would be there, and we also have the editor of India Today. What's her name now? Kaveri. Yeah, Kaveri Bamsai. Anyway, Kaveri is and Sagarika Ghosh is going to do the. She's going to anchor that event, and you know Sagarika Ghosh from CNN IBM X. She's with Times of India right now as a consulting editor. So that is going to really give us a lot of mileage. Not giving us mileage, but I think the girl child in India a lot of mileage, right? One of our girl children, another inspiring story from a place called Sandeshkali that I visited a couple of months back. A girl called, I always get her name wrong, Anwara. We sent her to Brussels sometime this year only, right? Representing India, and Anwara was responsible in her community in creating awareness about trafficking and preventing actually trafficking of many, many, many girls. And she was actually picked up by Malala. Who is Malala? The Nobel laureate, right, from Pakistan. And suddenly, everybody is talking about Anwara. Everybody is talking about Anwara. The government of West Bengal is taking her to all their events. We are getting her for the inauguration of Wings and so on. Again, truly inspiration. And when we look at our future, you know, I'm really, that's what I said. And sometimes I get terrified because of the possibilities that are in front of us. That is why this is an exciting time. This is an exciting time for all of us. I'm also terrified. On the one side is this fantastic, great organization that is coming up. I'm also terrified because of some of other things, some of the other losses that we are having. For instance, again, what is truly inspiring is to see that Save the Children in 6 years have reached a certain stature, has acquired a certain stature, has reached a certain stage in which people are talking about it. And we are creating a space, and we are creating a group of people we have created who have become extremely valuable, so that UNICEF would look at Save the Children and say that, wow, this is a good place for us to get people from. Not just UNICEF.
So
There
are
are-
you saying that we are the finishing school?
There are,
for
well, we are the finishing school, that's a good thing. No, my background, I come from the Coca-Cola company, the world's #1 brand, which I'm proud to be part of. Was part of, not anymore, because if I talk about Coca-Cola now in any of the development sector, I get the door slammed shut on my face. But anyway, it still happens to be the world's #1 brand, right? When we were in Coca-Cola, there was a large movement. And people now who are with me in Coca-Cola about 9 years back, they all grown to become CEOs and COOs and CFOs and other CXOs across the world and across the country. And we thought that, wow, Coca-Cola is this fantastic company which really creates this talent. First of all, they acquire fantastic talent, they train great talent, and they continue to acquire talent, and they say that some people are allowed to go. We'll have to go to do much larger things in the world. So when that is happening, I'm building a context for some people who are leaving. Whoever, in fact, day before yesterday, I was at Couples Farewell. I said exactly the same thing. Why do you think people are leaving? Because they're getting great opportunities outside there. So am I sad about it? Yes, of course I'm sad. Am I terrified about it? Yes, I'm terrified when I lose people. I don't want to lose people. But then, can I stop people from moving? No. But then, if people don't move, we don't get good people either. Right? So I'm extremely, extremely, extremely glad, excited, thrilled to announce that we have two great people who have joined the SMT team. And I would like to introduce you must have already seen them, met them, shook hands with them. If you have not, first let me introduce Vivian. It has got a long name and ends with Korea. Vivian Korea. And he is the head of HR for you. How many of you have seen him around? Okay. Shook hands? Okay. Many of you. Good. So I'm really, 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 really excited to have this new team that is coming on. And especially both, I'll talk about Sonali, but let me first talk about Vivian. Vivian's background, which I sent to you. Many of you know where he's coming from. He used to be the head of national talent management, acquisition, etc. of a company called Whirlpool. How many of you know Whirlpool? Another brilliant company, right? Before that, he was with this company whose products I hate, but the company I love, which is ITC. Yeah? And you know why I hate ITC. But I love people from ITC. Why? Because they produce some very smart people for the world, right? They're fantastic in their processes. On top of that, Vivian is also, represented under 19 national football team. He is a hockey player. He's an athlete, and more interestingly, he's a foodie. He likes food. Yeah. So it's really good to have Vivian with us, and a warm welcome. So also, I would like to introduce you to Sonali. We've been talking about Sonali for the last couple of months, and many of you already met her. And Sonali was with Wipro, and she was a CFO for one of the Wipro companies. And why do you think we get people from Wipro, people from Whirlpool, and other such companies and other such great organizations? Not just that, other organizations come and join us. Do you know that when we put out an ad for those two positions, for each of those positions, we got more than 1,000 applications? Save the Children is a sought-after organization. People move, people come. Right? That's wonderful. So it's great to have you with us, Sonali. And I think I was telling somebody that two of the best things that happened in this month is these two joining. So it's really wonderful. While we also miss people who have moved on, but the right amount of organizational churn is good for the organization. When I talk about that, I would also like to make two very significant announcements of two people moving on, and that really is difficult. One of my terrifying moments is when Shireen came and told me that, and you know Shireen, right? You know, who doesn't know Shireen? Shireen came and told me it's actually more than probably 2 months now. She told me that she's considering to move on. And for the last 3 years, Shireen has been doing a lot of flexible time. She took 6 months off. She was trying to balance many things, and she is, as we jokingly always say, that Shireen started working with this organization along with Glenda and Jet. When was that? Yeah, 1919. She's the oldest in the sense of number of years behind her, and she has worked only with one organization. What will she do? Where will she go outside? I'm telling Shireen every day, Shireen, you could still, we could still do something together. You don't have to go. Sorry? Get her as a board member, is she?
So I'm serious.
That's a good suggestion. Yeah, she could be a board member. She could be a patron. She could still be something, but I would still love Shireen to be associated with us. But as of now, Shireen would be moving on in the month of March. And the other important, Shireen, some of you already probably know because at least she shared it with her team. The other one you don't know probably is Irwin Fernandez is moving on. Now, yes, it's a bit of a bombshell for many people. But let me tell you again, what is a fantastic news here? There is a fantastic news in Irwin's moving on. I was just telling, actually, day before yesterday, I was in Mumbai. We had couples farewell. I was just on an auto to my airport with Irwin sitting next to me, and Irwin said that I got sad news for you. I got bad news for you, and he said that. Look, I'm moving on, and as I said, I almost fell off that auto, and I became silent, dumb, didn't open my mouth, and then for whatever reason that auto stopped, and it was not moving any further. So I just got off. I didn't even say goodbye to Irwin. I just got into another auto and went on to the airport, and I don't know what happened to Irwin then. Then when I went back home that night, I reached around 11 o'clock. I started thinking, what is? As you must be shocked, I was even more shocked. Here was one man who really, I can very proudly claim that he and I worked together along with others to build this organization. If Irwin Fernandez had not built that team together to raise our resources to where we are today, we wouldn't be where we are today, right? So I was so shocked. But then I started thinking, where is he going and what is he doing? Like I used to talk to him even in the last 1 year. We've been talking. What is that you would want to do now? And he very clearly said that I don't want to do your job. It's a very thankless job. I don't think I'm envious of what you're doing. I don't want to be the CEO. So then what else? We've been talking what else? What else could you do more than what you're doing? Because you've done a wonderful job. So we couldn't talk about anything further. But what he has got now is that he has become the Global Director of Engagement, which means fundraising, resource mobilization, communications, media, all put together of Oxfam Global. And he is moving to Oxford in about 3 months' time. So it's wonderful news for us. Am I terrified? Yes. Am I inspired? Yes. Irvin, are you there?
Yeah.
Would you like to say something?
No, I'm experiencing the same quietness that you did when you were in the auto. Because Thomas didn't tell you, if the auto didn't just stop it. It was a 20-minute silence. It was the longest and the worst silence I think I've had in my life. But Thomas, thank you so much. Those are really kind words, and I must say that I'm sure there'll be a farewell, hopefully. Nice things about Thomas, but I think it's not been an easy decision for me, and I mean, Thomas, to be fair to him, he's kind of asked me many times about what my plans were, and I don't think I knew what it was. I certainly knew a lot of what I didn't want to do, and I also feel like guilty. Today, the whole day has been quite well, I wouldn't say terrifying, but it's been quite horrifying because I've spoken to so many people, and I feel very terribly guilty about a sense that I'm letting people down. But I hope I'm not doing that because of all the jobs that have come my way and all the opportunities, this is the one where I felt something that there was a kind of it struck a chord, and I thought I must and also I've been telling Thomas that we have a new strategy coming up, we have a new strategy period. There's a lot that International is investing in India. There's a new opportunity, there's a new horizon in a sense, and I think that it's probably good to have a fresh set of hands at the at the head of the fundraising team in a certain way. I certainly feel that, and this is something that even before this opportunity, it's been something that has been sitting with me because I believe that to the best of my ability, I think I've taken it to some extent, and now it's for it's for all of you there and for new people to grow it and make it bigger. And I mean, as always, I continue to remain a friend. I'm here for 3 months, so please tolerate me for then at least. And I could not have asked for a better boss than Thomas.
Oh.
That's all I can say for now.
Thank you, Irvin. Thanks. Well, I think there is still silence all around. People are trying to digest that information, which I took a while and still digesting. And I'm not sure I will ever completely get out of that. But that is life. Inspiring as well as sometimes terrifying. Yeah, but that's good. That's good. And the best thing is, again, as an organization, I think, this should not give all of you any ideas that because and I don't like to see your CV floating now because of what I said, right? Because actually, if you put your CV out there, you're going to get a much better, not much better job, but probably much more paying, I guess, and possible. But if you really look where we are going, I don't think right now I wouldn't leave. I don't think you should leave either, right? We are going places. We are done much faster than what we thought what we would do when we started off in 2008 where we have been. And Irvin talked about 2006 plus strategy, and you know that 2016 plus strategy. In 2030, in terms of money terms, you know what we are planning? You might again fall off your chair. We are talking about some 400 What?
$1 million.
400, not 400 crores. We are talking about $400 million. You know how much is that in rupees? Accountants? 2,400 crores is that. That is a lot of money to increase a lot of people's salary. If that's the worry, which is not right. So that is what we're thinking. That is so. These are exciting, really exciting times ahead. And as I said, many things that are happening. Again, day before yesterday, same time I had that terrible news. I had another inspiring meeting with coffee with somebody called Swaroop Sambat or Swaroop Raval. People of 80s of my generation would know. I'm not 80s, I'm slightly before that. But 1980 or 81, she was Miss India. And she's a TV actor, movie, and also married to the famous Paresh Rawal. Heard of that? Paresh Rawal. Now, she wrote a book on child rights. And she came here, she shared the content with me and asked me if I would write a message in her book. I said, I'll be very happy to do that. And I wrote a message. I didn't tell you this. I don't know if I told you this. I wrote a message and the book is printed and she came and showed that book to me and showed me the cover page of it and back of the cover, the back cover. Is it called back cover? Front cover and back cover. Back cover is it called? There is this message from Thomas Chandy Save the Children at the back cover of her book. I got very thrilled and excited, yeah. And then she said, Thomas, I've just returned to Narendra Bhai and we are going to, we hope that Narendra Bhai will release this book. Who's Narendra Bhai? Who's Narendra? The man who's stolen our chai pe chafra idea, right? And hopefully I'm going to have a meeting with Narendra Bhai. I released that book, but I got very excited. Again, it's not about me. It's about Save the Children getting some space. Why does Swaroop Sampath, Swaroop Raval think of Save the Children as something so significant? First when she came here, I thought she came to ask for some money for releasing a book. But the fact is that she came here, she only wanted one thing. I want Save the Children logo on my book. Isn't that wonderful? Yes. So guys, we are truly on an inspirational journey. And sometimes in those rarefied heights of inspiration, there are also terrifying moments. But we need to take it together and we need to move on. And I'm humbled, excited, and as I said, terrified and inspired by this organization, which has become, let me say, everything to me in the last 9 years. And I was telling this morning to my SMT that somebody will have to take me and throw me out. It's very difficult to cut off that cord now. Yeah. So there, I think I will. Is there anything else that I need to talk about? Yes, I think I know I've taken more time on this. You've been hearing about cost cutting. Okay, we've been talking about globally. Not me. Amazon is talking about. Google is talking about it. Facebook is talking about it. Everybody is talking about cost cutting. Even our Prime Minister is talking about it. So we need to find better ways of doing things more efficiently and so on. So again, how can you become more efficient without hurting ourselves? That is the question. Without hurting ourselves, how can we be more effective and efficient, right? And one of the things, and let me tell you, I think in the past I have said it half in fun, half in jest, facetiously. I have said that we will go to Manasar, or we will go to Greater Noida. Yeah, I have said that, but I think we need to relook at our offer. I mean, what are the options in front of us is something that we need to look at, because we are spending. How many of you know that we spend about almost close to 1.4 crores every year on this building? Yeah, and if we can get that reduced by another 50 lakhs, we look for options. I don't know where we are looking at it, but wherever we go, we will be doing a complete cost-benefit analysis and taking everybody's views and convenience into consideration. So know that we will be doing that as we move along. Fun things. I would like this to be a fun place, and we all would like this to be a fun place. And there have been a lot of nice, good activities, and we have some very good talents who have joined us. And we talked about this SC band last time, right? Save the Children band. And to the new person who has joined to the band is Mr. Korea here. He is a good singer, and also he's a theatre personality. He used to be a part of the Shakespearean Society and so on, I'm told. And we were just discussing this morning, why can't we have a play put up by Save the Children staff and have a fundraiser? That's probably something that we would do next year. But before that, end of the year, we would like to have this band. There's a singer here. There is Naomi. Naomi is here. Yep. Well accomplished pianist. And there was a guitarist we had. Deepak. Where is Deepak? Okay. There's one more guitarist. Was it Nupur?
Vishaka.
Vishaka. Vishaka. Yeah. And I thought even no. Vishaka is here. So some great, interesting talents have joined us, and we would definitely like to put this band together before the end of the year. Before the end of the year, let's have a performance, right? Whether we will find unrestricted money for this. So don't worry about that. Okay? So that's good. I think, and Mahima had a good suggestion. Mahima is here?
We're just going to connect her in any case for the Eggie as well.
Okay.
She's broken her leg.
She broke her leg after she got the Eggie award. So,
Who's getting it next?
who is getting it next? That Mahima is going to announce, and she's going to come. Are we going to announce that now?
Yes, I'll just connect to Mahima.
Okay. So we do that, and then we'll get into your questions, right? We'll get into your questions.
Before Mahima, if Shita got the award, she also broke her leg. After break.
After she got the award, or?
Sometime around.
I broke my arm about 20 years back. Yeah. What is that got to do with Eggie award?
Thomas, you should call it the Leggy Award.
Brilliant. So from Eggie award to it will become a Leggy award. And, okay, so while that is coming, I talked about I think almost everything. We are having a budget final discussion on Monday. The budget will be finalized, and this budget will also somewhat reflect our future aspirations. If it doesn't, then there's something wrong with it, right? So the budget discussions will be there. And I was going to tell you a little later, but I would also like to recognize a few people who would be leaving soon. In fact, it is the last day for Vijay and Seema. Are they here?
Yeah.
Are they already left? Seema is just left out. Okay. So would really like to acknowledge your support and your work. And I remember, I think about a couple of years back, we had this huge ECHO grant audit that that happened, and there was a possibility of some humongous amount, 500,000 or something euro disclaim. I mean, so what is it called? This allowance. This allowance. And I remember Vijay probably didn't go to sleep for 3 or 4 days together. He was putting things together, and at the end of that, all that we did, we did not even have a single disallowance for that grant, right? Yeah. So that's wonderful, and Seema too has been with us for 2 years or 2 years, and these two are also people who are going for much career improvement, enhancement, and I wish them both all the very best. And we also had, when Pallavi left, that was another terrifying moment I had, and we couldn't get Sonali immediately on board, and we needed somebody to maintain and make sure that things didn't fall through the cracks. And Rajesh filled, yes, Rajesh filled that gap so effectively and somewhat effortlessly, and also people kind of warming up to him without much problem. So that is wonderful. And the good thing is that we will continue to have Rajesh support us in some form or the other, even after he leaves today. Today is Rajesh's last day as well. Is there anybody else whom I have missed out who is stepping out, who is moving? Not moving on and on, but hopefully some of them will come back. And many people have come back too, by the way. So that's a good thing. Okay, so Mahima is there.
Yes, Thomas. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mahima. Sorry to hear about your leg, and we just heard a comment that now on we shall call the Eggy Award as a Leggy Award.
Leggy Award, yes. I remember Sajid telling me about the same. But trust me, it was totally non-heroic act. Totally non-contributory.
Yeah.
Just fell down. So yeah, thank you so much. Yeah.
Okay. So would you like to make the announcement?
Sure.
Yeah.
Mahima, would you also read out the citation, please, after that?
Sure, I would do that, Shweta. So basically, I really thought of that, and it was quite a task in itself because each person that I know of or have worked with is unique in their own ways. But I want to give the award to one of the oldest staff at Save the Children, who I feel has gone beyond the call of his duties. His name is Sarkis, who is based at Jammu Street.
हेलो
हाँ जी, तरगिस
भैया,
मैं तरगिस बोल रहा हूँ।
हाँ तरगिस जी, महिमा बोल रही हूँ मैं। मुबारक हो, मैंने आपको ये एगी अवार्ड दिया है।
हाँ।
और हेलो।
Does he know everybody is on the call? I think we should just.
We told him that he was going to join in a
हेलो।
Hello, yes, good.
जी, तरगिस जी। जी, आप सुन पा रहे हैं मेरे को?
हाँ।
जी तरगिस जी, मैंने आपको ये एगी अवार्ड दिया है और बहुत सोच के दिया। आपके साथ मैंने उत्तराखंड में 40 दिन काम किया था। वैसे तो आप एक एज अ सपोर्ट स्टाफ हमारे साथ है जम्मू कश्मीर स्टेट ऑफिस में, लेकिन आपने जिस लगन से हमारे साथ रिलीफ डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन किया था, आप हमारे सामान का, हमारे स्टाफ का इतना सेफ्टी देखते थे दिन रात। आप हमारे साथ कम्युनिटी में जाके आपकी जो कम्युनिटी के साथ, गांव के लोगों के साथ बात करने वाले स्किल्स थे, वो बहुत सराहनीय है। हम जब नीड असेसमेंट करते थे गांव वालों के साथ कि उनकी क्या जरूरतें हैं, उनको क्या चाहिए, तो आप बहुत तकनीकी चीज लाते थे हमारे सामने, जो बहुत सारे बड़े बड़े उन्नत लोग भी नहीं हम सोच पाते थे। मेरे को याद है जब हम इतने कच्चे और इतने कठिन रास्तों से निकलते तो आप बहुत कन्विंस करते थे दूसरे ड्राइवर्स को कि उनको भी हमें लेके जाना चाहिए। तो और आप जो पिक्चर्स इतना अच्छा खींचते हैं, आई मीन रियली वंडरफुल पिक्चर्स। आपकी बहुत सारी पिक्चर्स आगे फेसबुक वगैरह में भी यूज हुई थी। तो आप ये अवार्ड बहुत अच्छी तरह डिजर्व करते हैं और आपने दिखाया है कि अगर अपॉर्चुनिटी मिले तो जरूरी नहीं है कि सिर्फ पढ़ाई से ही बंदा आगे जाता कश्मीर डिजास्टर में या उत्तराखंड में या पाशपत में कि जरूरी नहीं है कि पढ़ाई ही आगे लेके जाती है बंदे को, बल्कि काम करके करते बंदा बहुत कुछ सीखता है. तो मैनी मैनी कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशन.
Sargis, congratulations from all of us in Delhi and on behalf of the whole organization of Save the Children. And there is a citation that is going to be. He did that. He did it. She did that in Hindi, right? Okay, so the citation is already done. So Sargis, we will send this to you. So thank you very much. कुछ बोलना चाहते हैं आप, Sargis?
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Sargis. Thank you.
All the teachers, thank you very much, sir.
Oh,
Thank you, Sargis.
thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, I would also like to remind you that today is Kapil's last day, but he's leaving Mumbai. I mean, he's in Mumbai and he is actually taking up a job in Bangalore in the next 3 months or so. So that's it from my end, and we have circulated the post-it. If anybody wants to ask questions without their name written on it, please do so. Can you collect the questions? Somebody? Shraddha has to rush first. So. And this does not mean that you can't talk. If you have time, please speak up. Yeah. If you want to ask any questions, please do ask. Anybody? Yes, Vijay. Go ahead. After these questions, okay. Okay, the first question, I don't know if it's a question or. Okay, this is a question. What about state offices who have lot to share? Can we create an e-suggestion box? Is it an e-suggestion box or C-suggestion box? E-suggestion. Okay, an e-suggestion box is a good idea, but I'm sure suggestion. I think people giving their name is not a big deal. You know, I'm going to ask Natsan to take it forward to start an e-suggestion box, as well as I would like to have the state offices, more stories from the state offices to be captured and shared in such forums, even outside of such forums also. We should be able to share some of the great successes that the state offices are having. So I agree with that. Feel good. Things like BCG should be shared with staff and partners for motivation. Staff and partners for motivation. Sure, whatever we shared, this will, this forum will actually reach out to the entire staff. If they so desire to listen to me, the videos will be going out. And partners, if you mean partners, meaning our partner people and partner staff, why not? I think maybe our newsletters can actually reach out to all our partner people as well. And again, all partners have emails. You don't even have to print many copies. We could circulate some kind of quarterly news items or interesting things like BCT or whatever that we are achieving. I think it should go to partners as well. Wastage of paper and electricity needs to be controlled. This coming, I'm sure it is coming from Ashutosh. Did you write it? Why are you looking guilty? I can't agree with whoever has written this, and I can't agree with him. I just said that we should not have anything printed. We should have more of e-books and e-sharing and stuff like that. Electricity, yes. I don't think we need a. Do we need a AC right now? Yes, November has started. We probably don't need AC. Yeah, so that I think I would challenge and encourage each one of you to think in those directions. This is also such innocuous questions. Ask some hard questions. Ask some difficult questions. Pragya has one. Yeah, please, Pragya.
I think, I mean, as you started talking about the journey and the achievements of last so many years, and you also said that something about terrifying. I think one of the concerns that I feel, or constantly feel, given that I've been here 5 years, that how do we really create a culture where we feel one save the children? Because even within the organization, you see that, you know, departments or interfunctionalities are not as integrated or smooth. And that's something that I'm feeling more and more. I just wanted to raise it, and I mean, I don't have an answer, but I feel that to feel as one Save the Children family, we need to do something more, especially when you're growing. These things really kind of fall out of line. And you see that
when you say one Save the Children, you're talking about Save the Children India.
Yeah. I'm talking about only us as one.
As an entity, as one.
Yeah, that all of us feel as driven, as passionate, with an emotion that yes, we are Save the Children. And I think that's something to think about. Second, not a question, but just a point was that how do we relate it to that, but how do we truly create another culture? These are cultural issues. I mean, where there is more and more dialogue. There is a culture of, you know, where people can feel confident and as well as open and fearless in expressing no matter how difficult the issues may be, and be willing to talk about it and raise it without any, say, for instance, concern or fear or consequences. So I think that's the second just point. I mean, as I
Good point. I'm going to ask, get Vivian straight into this discussion about how do we make a culture of everybody feeling together and pulling in one direction. We need to. And second is how can we dialogue more? How can we raise issues without fear of consequences, without any fear at all. So,
can I add one
but it's not just Vivian's job; it's everybody's job. But he can facilitate that process.
I just wanted to add to it because a couple of emails that, of course, that have come. I mean, of course, you've sent out, and two, in fact, I mean, which I can vividly remember. It talks about when mentioning the word speculations, right? I mean, and why are there speculations? It's not a crime to have because only there is kind of information gap, people speculate. So I think it's also important to kind of share and also kind of give that hearing. Like, say, for instance, that people are talking, for us, you can say that, hey, let's just talk together rather than talking amongst yourselves and see what can we do about it. Because we want to feel one organization, and those concerns come from the fact that we belong. So, yeah, that's
very good. You must talk. You must raise it at whatever issues you have, difficulties you have. You must raise it at the right levels, right forums. But speculation is, what happens is that something starts here, and then it goes to here, it goes to here, and from there it goes to 2, 4, 5. Then at the end of the day, something that has started something small here, which could have been fixed by nipped and talking to the right people, then it has become uncontrolled. It has become a much larger animal, which is now difficult to hold back. So that is, I think we should use the right forums. That is why I keep saying, I started with the conversation saying that one of the things that, our small team, Nishita, Shweta and I decided as our small office that we have one acronym that drive us. What is that acronym? Shweta has left, is it? Okay. It's called no no. It's simple. Word is had. It's humility, accessibility, and dignity. That is what our office would stand for. So you would be humble, and if I'm arrogant, it is your job to say that your own value you are, somehow you are not sticking to that. Accessibility should be accessible all the time. Uh, Forget about about he's a CEO, so I cannot go. Forget about that. So you must come and speak. You must come and open up. And then obviously it's also my job to make sure that the dignity of that office is maintained. So HAD is the acronym that we use, and I take your point. We must listen. Sometimes we don't listen. I also take the point that have been told to me yesterday by a colleague that probably people don't speak to you because you shut them up. So I would like to change if that is the case. So I am opening myself. Let me say I'm committing myself to being open and accessible to any one of you to reach out to. But why just me? Reach out to the senior management team. Reach out to your colleagues, and try and address those issues as we move along. Okay, thanks, Pragya, for reminding us that. But one family, important. Talking without fear, important. It is our job as senior management team to facilitate that process, to make sure that there is transparency, as well as information is shared, the right information is shared in the right manner. Okay. Anybody else? Vijay, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, Thomas is on the same lines that we are talking on right now. I mean, it's about the culture. It's about the culture of safe children. I love this organization. I've been a part of it for quite some time, and I love the fact that we have all these values put up, and that for me is the core of what we are and who we are. And I also know that another strength of Save the Children is the professionalism in which we act. As many of them say, what sets us apart from another NGO or another organization is the fact that we work in many ways like a corporate. Like a corporate in the sense that processes are in place and we are professional in the way we are working. However, there is also some point where we are right now where I think it's all the more important to understand. I value the fact that we are professional in our approach, but it should not be at the cost of the values that we stand for.
Yeah.
And that's something that I feel very strongly about, and because that's a no compromise as far as for me, because that's how I feel that's how I feel what we stand for. That's one of my things. So in this moving culture, are we going to purely move it purely on the business sense, or are we going to always incorporate the human side? Is one question. And secondly, it's also about now the committees that are being formed. If it's a gender harassment committee or it's an internal complaints committee. I would also like to know, it's more of a question on how the people on the state selected, appointed. And that's important for me to know.
I think that's my question too. Like, on what basis are people selected, and is there a criteria? How are people chosen and form that company?
Yeah, well, if there is a problem that you have with the people that have been selected, let me just say what I'm saying. I'm totally and 100% responsible for the selection of the POSH committee or the prevention of sexual harassment committee in this organization. I did speak to the people concerned and their bosses. These are the new people, the few new people who have come, especially the chairperson who has come in, etc. That I chose discussing with the assembly team member. I do not want us to become a organization. Yeah, well, I think parameters one could define for these committees. How what should be the parameters? Write it down. I didn't write down. I didn't go by any specifically written down, articulated parameters. I looked at people around. I thought this person would do the job, would be able to do the job, and fix that. So Good point taken. Moving forward, we would also articulate what would be those parameters if that is a concern. And the what was the other question? Other thing we should talk about? Professional. I just want to talk about because having worked in the corporate world 22 years, and then later here in the last almost 9 years now, I think I can somewhat authoritatively speak about what is corporate, what is good, what is bad, etc. I simply go by one of my favorite books and favorite authors, Jim Collins, who has written this great book called Good to Great. He studied some companies across the world which are excellent companies, right? And then they said that why are some companies which are great performers and some companies are just average or just good? And he also makes this famous statement that good is the exact opposite of great. Okay, if you want, what being good and being great are two different dimensions altogether. And then he identified, what makes a company great. Then recently he wrote another addendum to that book called Good to Great in the Social Sector. He looked at the social sector and said that how do these companies, how do these, you can't call them companies, but how do these non-profit social sector organizations, how are some great and how are some of them not so great? And then he starts that book with the statement, the greatest fallacy is to think that non-profits should behave like profits. And then he goes on to say that there are as many terrible NGOs as there are terrible corporates. What makes corporates stand out, what makes an NGO stand out are certain disciplines. So I think I would contest that statement itself. Professional becoming professional is making it business-like. No, there are certain disciplines. So as long as I understand those disciplines and follow them, yes, we would become a great organization. I completely 100% or 500% agree with you on the human connect that we should not miss in all these things. We could do great jobs, but then if we do not have that human touch, I think we will be, as an organization, we will be some kind of a lesser entity. So one of the things that I have told, again, Vivian, as soon as he's joined, is that, HR, don't forget that it is dealing with human resources and not human remains. So, and don't forget about the human connect. We need to have greater connect in that we do. So I can't, I completely agree with you on that part, on what you're saying as well. Does that answer satisfy? Have I been defensive? I mean, I want feedback because I'm trying not to. Sometimes I might get into that, but I would like to know from you as well. Good point. Any other questions, suggestions, clarification, worries? How many of you feeling inspired? It's the best example I think of being inspired and being terrified is my own experience. I used to be. I used to love adventure sports. Stuff like well, I don't know if you can call it sport. Stuff like bungee jumping and this in this crazy rides and so on. I really love it. In Australia there is this thing in which on a balloon you are shot up you almost go up like a bullet and come down like a bullet. Just when you are about to hit the ground, it moves up, and that is really life in your mouth. That is both exhilarating, inspiring, and terrifying. And I feel sometimes like that in being in Save the Children.
Did you try that one?
Yeah, I'm saying that I used to bungee jump, I used to do these crazy rides, and now I've become old. Okay. Any other questions? I hope, at the end of the day, the whole idea is for us to feel inspired, right? And you talked about information, right? This morning I was telling the SMT, one of the great teachings I've had was that in times of great change, forward-looking change, there are two things that people look for. One is information, which you mentioned, and two is inspiration. So, if we have that information and inspiration put together, we will be able to really manage that change process. So, we are living in the throes of change. And when you think that when you're sitting comfortable, there used to be this great program that I used to be a part of called something called Miller Hyman Strategic Selling, and there is this continuum of existence, and then they say that the distance between and the continuum of circle, it's like a circle, it meets here, and on one end it says euphoria, and on the other end it says disaster. And so they say the distance between a euphoria and a disaster is only a phone call away. When we think that everything is wonderful, euphoric, disaster could be awaiting to strike us as well. So we should be ready for such eventualities. So it's constantly evolving, constantly moving, dynamic kind of an atmosphere and situation. Yeah. Anybody else? Anything I missed out? Anything I missed out as information that I forgot to share? Anybody wants to say some great thing is happening? Want to talk about it? No? So, shall we, Pragya, shall we close? No? Vishal? Okay, so there are birthdays, and there are also. I would also like to see who are the people who have joined since in the month of October. We have not acknowledged their presence yet. How many people are new here? Are you terrified? Okay, the new people, can you come to the front? The new people. You represent all the others. You'll have to ask. What is that now? Oh, you have new people. Come on. Come. All right. So where is the cake and stuff? Yeah, just focus on them. Why are you going together? Would you like to say a few words, few lines? Vishaka, would you like to say?
On all our behalf.
Okay. To say or not say in the true Shakespearean.
In the Shakespearean.
Because you are in charge of the human. Okay, Bipin has few words. Can you hear?
All I want to say is, and probably you've been seeing me a lot recently, and I actually been meeting a lot of you. My door is always open to all of you. Okay, and so is my phone. So you guys can reach out to me. That's what I'm here for. No matter what time of the day, no matter what it's about. If you think you can talk to me, I am a phone call or a few steps away. Please feel free to reach me. Yeah.
Good. Thank you. Anybody else want to say something?
I would just like to say, I mean, I want to wish everybody a happy Children's Day.
Yeah.
And, I'm happy to be part of this organization and look forward to working with all of you.
Good. Thank you. Anybody else want to say anything? As new people?
No, I'm just a new member and Vivian is, and I think just what little I could catch him hearing as or speaking as is, I would also say the same thing. We're just a phone call away, we're just a desk away. Most of the time you'll see us running around here and there, so you can just catch hold of us anytime and just take it in time to do when where we want to do that. I mean, so we're just all there. As new as we are, don't consider us as new as we are. Just welcome us with both open arms, and you will get the same from us. So it's just that I want to say. Yeah.
Thank you.
I think I'll just introduce myself.
Yes, please.
So I'm Shilpi. I've joined DSPO team as program coordinator for monitors. It's nice to
Good. And the birthday guys?
This is for birthday. We'll celebrate in the month of October.
Mahatma Gandhi.
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry. So we call him. We'll start with Asif. His birthday is on Thursday. So Asif and then Mahatma Gandhi. Then Nupur, Neha Jain, Shivani Bhaskar, Sudeep, Vishwarup.
Sudeep.
All of us.
So one for the new people and one Priya will cut another house.
New Jersey.
Either.
Come on. New Jersey. Okay, let's cut it here. I want you to cut it. Happy joining to all of us.
Good, done. Eat and school. Take care of